Hey, what's up, guys? This is AJ. We are discussing Yojna magazine. In today's lecture series, we are discussing India's stride. Uh, this is the issue from June 2016. So, we are discussing this. So, how we do this? I'm going to dictate some points to you. You are going to make notes out of those points, and you are going to revise those points. That is the thing that we do. Okay. So, again, I will repeat this. You must read Yojna magazines by yourself. You should read at least preface of every Yojna magazine, so that you will understand how to introduce a particular point, how to conclude a particular point, as well as how to maintain a flow in your article that you are going to write. Okay, so for that purposes, you should at least read the preface, if not everything. At least read the preface. Second is don't rely on gist. Okay, so gist never covers the flow chart diagrams that are in the particular issue. So for that purpose, again, you have to read this magazine by yourself. There is the importance of Yojna magazine in prelims. They ask 2-3 questions from Yojna magazine directly in the prelims examination, so it will be very good for you to score more marks. So you need to read this Yojna magazine. Okay, so if you are new to this, then start from today. Find out the like inclusive development, or there is a issue in September. Issue is there, housing for all. So that issue you can buy and start reading that issue. Okay, so till like next examination is in October, so you will get at least 1 year. You will be familiar with Yojna magazine. If you continuously read it throughout year. Okay, so saying that, we will start our point where we left in the last video. Okay, so see, name of the chapter is Diplomacy for Inclusive Development and Larger Footprints. It is by Achal Malhotra. Okay, so see, creation of an external environment which will be conclusive in and cognitional for the inclusive internal growth. That is what we do in our foreign policy. Okay, what we do, we create an external environment. What it will how what kind of external environment we do, so that it will help our internal requirements. Okay, so these things we do in our external policy. uh, but there is some trust deficit with our neighborhood. Okay, so India is not that much trusted by the neighborhood nations. How many nations are near India? 7 nations are, they are connected with boundary, with connected their borders with our borders. Okay, so these have some reservations. These countries around us have some reservation for us, so we need to address this issue. So what kind of reservations and what not, so this is not the we are not going to discuss this in current video. So for that, again, I will encourage you to watch only IS videos. Okay, so they are very good if you don't understand what is exactly a trust deficit means. But for that purposes, there are so many videos on YouTube. Okay, so moving on, what it tells us about one more thing that they mentioned is UAE, that is United Arab Emirates, and India signed one infrastructural fund agreement. Okay, so how much amount they are going to give to this fund? $75 billion. Okay, that is the thing. Japan ready to provide loan for betterment of a road in northeast. See, I will explain you these things. Okay, not I'm not going to go by point basis. I'm just going to give an idea what they are talking exactly in this chapter. See, what happens is that the Japan is ready to provide a loan for betterment of a road in northeastern and bullet train. So you must have been hearing this news, like in Mumbai, like in Gujarat. They from Ahmedabad they started this bullet train project. At that time, Prime Minister Narendra Modi as well as Prime Minister Shinzo Abe was present. Okay, so what is happening? Japan is giving us so many aid. Okay, for the betterment of a uh, India. See, if you see the trade that we do in with Japan is around 14 or 15 billion. Huh? And how much aid it is giving us? It is giving aid of like 100 millions, 100 billion, sorry, up to 100 billions. They are going moving their projects. Okay, so this is the thing. Japan is helping us with each and every aspect. At the time of Doklam crisis also, Japan stood behind India. Japan supported India. The first country that supported India was Japan. Okay, so if you see, but what is the trade between Japan, India and China? India and China is having like $100 billion trade right now. So, but with Japan, we are our trade deficit is there. There is only $15 billion of trade in comparison with China. Okay, but still, Japan is giving us so much of aid. There is a like BOP. If there is a they signed one pact in like past for in 2016, I think so. In 2016 they signed one pact that Japan is if there is a BOP crisis in India, Japan will give them the Japan will give $50 billion to Reserve Bank of India. Okay, that is the pact they signed. Again, they are giving us bullet train technology. They are giving us some nuclear technology. Okay, there is a atomic energy that we signed, and atomic agreement that we signed with Japan last year. Okay, so they are helping us in so many aspects. Okay, so many countries in cities also are like in Aurangabad. If you go Maharashtra, in Aurangabad there is a Virola Jantai lane. So the road near this lane is are created by Japan. That is, you might be surprised, but they are helping us in so many projects. Okay, next is such a again French, like France is also supporting us. How France is supporting French? There is a French company, Alstom. Okay, so it is building like a locomotive plant in Madhepura. Okay, so there is a French company Alstom that is building locomotive like a train. Okay, so the Dabba train bogie, that is nothing but the locomotive. So they are building this locomotive plant in Madhupura. Next is uh, Russia is what Russia is doing. Russia is helping us like Chandra, that we INS Chandra that we use. It is actually on rent that we borrowed from Russia. The submarine Chandra that we use is on rent borrowed from Russia. Okay, so Russia is also helping like defense defense sector. Russia is the major biggest partner of India. Okay, so most of the time that we import is from Russia. Okay, so again Rosatom नावाची company. So Rosatom of Russia with the Department of Atomic Energy, they are doing something. Okay, so Russia is helping in atomic energy sector. Next is French company Areva and L&T. They are doing something about atomic energy in Jaitapur. Okay, so again then Airbus and Tata signed one joint manufacturing of C29 C295 plane. Okay, Airbus. Okay, so next is so what they want to tell you through this example is that we are creating such a external environment through our foreign policy, through our diplomacy, that it will satisfy our internal needs. There are n number of projects that India is doing with n number of countries. Okay, so not you don't need to remember each and every, but you need to remember the prominent examples. Okay, so for this purposes they have given this list. You should remember this if you can. Okay, next is again FDI. How much FDI Japan is giving us? 35 billion. China is giving 22 billion. UK is investing 9.2 billion. South Korea is investing 10 billion. Germany's Bosch company is going to invest 100 billion British pounds in India. So see, this much amount of FDI is coming. Then if FDI comes, then there will be more job employment. There will be growth as well as development in India. Okay, next is smart cities. This is our big mission. Okay, so for that smart cities also, so many countries are helping us. USA is like USA adopted Vishakhapatnam, Ahmedabad, and Allahabad. Okay, so these cities are developed under the expertise of USA. Next is France adopted Chandigarh, Nagpur, and Puducherry. Okay, next is Digital India, Skill India. These are our missions. Okay, so Microsoft is helping us. Okay, so that uh, what is the portal that they started in India? What was the name? So Google, again, Google is also helping us. Google has installed like 100 platforms. They have on 100 platforms they have installed Google Wi-Fi service. Okay, Microsoft. What was the name? I forgot. So you find out. This is a very simple name. Okay, so with Ministry of HRD they have started one portal to teach people various courses. Okay, so that is why they have Sankalpa. No, not Sankalpa, but there is name. I'm not remembering right now. Uh, so in with UK we have started. We have done one pact to secure our cyberspace. Okay, so India's cert with UK's cyber security expert. They have started one project to secure the cyber security or improve our cyber security. Okay, next is Clean Ganga mission. So in Clean Ganga, Japan and Germany is helping us. Okay, countries like Singapore and Malaysia also helps us in our different development projects. Next is international solar alliances. Okay, so that we started in Paris Agreement, like in December 2016 we started this international solar alliance. So this is what again we are giving us this international solar alliance is giving a platform to for the countries to come together and do something regarding development. Okay, so next is diplomacy in global arena. What is happening? Southeast Asia. So Southeast Asian nations, for with them also we are doing so many things, like with Vietnam. Like if I want, if you don't know the various projects that we are doing with these countries, so I will again motivate you to watch some videos on YouTube. Study IQ also do some good provide some good videos on this international relations. So like Mekong Ganga cooperation is there. Then next is uh, like what is that Sitway product Sitway port that we are developing. Then Kaladan multimodal project is there. Okay, so these kind of various, like CMLV is Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, Vietnam. So through this also we are doing so much development. Then Central Asia also, Central Asia as well as West Asia, Gulf region, then Africa, then Asia Pacific. So we have developed these regions, and with these regions we do so many works. Like in Afghanistan we are giving them uh, how to that the parliamentary building that we developed in Afghanistan. Then Dolaram highway that we built there. So these kind of so many development projects we are doing with these countries. So what is happening? India is helping the countries which are below India, as well as it is getting help from the countries which are above India. Like the developed countries, from developed countries we are getting help for ourselves, as well as we are giving inland credits to countries which are least developed. Okay, so that is, so it is contributing towards the betterment of the world. That is the point that I am making. Next is so like we are member of so many big associations like G20, United Nations, then BRICS is there, then NAM is there, then Southeast Asian, like ASEAN is there. Okay, China, like Shanghai Cooperation Organization, SCO is there. So these kinds of various organizations we are member of. Through this membership we are doing things for the betterment of the world. Next is neighborhood first policy that we are having. There was a earthquake in Nepal, so at that time India reached there first. Okay, India gave used his all resources and helped Nepal in this you know uh, in the in this types of harsh period that Nepal was going through. So we have this policy of neighborhood first. If our neighborhood needs, when um, Sheikh Hasina visited India recently, government of India offered 500 million line of credit without any conditions to Bangladesh. So this way we are developing, we are doing like energy corridor we are developing with Myanmar. This is a neighboring country. Next we are having like Kaladal multimodal project is there. Then Mekong Ganga cooperation is there. Okay, with Sri Lanka we are solving this fishermen's issue. We are solving that. We like Hambantota port. In that port, when Sri Lanka was unable to pay interest rate to the China, we helped it, as well as Maldives. So Maldives also, there was a water crisis on Maldives. At that time, India gave its India sent its ship with lots of water to satisfy the needs of these Maldives people. Okay, so in this way we are like having this neighborhood first policy. Okay, so we help. Afghanistan is also our neighbor, so we also help Afghanistan. Bhutan, we help immensely to the Bhutan. So these things, this way we like help each other. And most of the time India is but these people are accusing us that India is like big brother approach of India. This is not good. Like India thinks that just because it is powerful than other countries which are surrounding it, it thinks it takes or assumes the role of a big brother and harms the sovereignty of the other countries. That is the criticism that these countries do. But at the same time, we are going to give these good examples that through which we can point out that India has established, or India follows this neighborhood first policy. Okay, next is next what is next? Again, Act East policy is there. Okay, so Act East policy also is a very good step. Like it started from 1991. Okay, so again I am not able to explain it you here, but for that also there are so many videos on YouTube. You must find out and clear your doubts. Next is uh, again the island nations that are surrounding in India. We help them like Maldives, Sri Lanka, Mauritius, Seychelles. Okay, so immense help is given by India. Next is India Africa Forum. We know this hydrocarbon summit that happened in 2015. Okay, so through this, like we are satisfying their energy needs. Solar mamas. If you don't know what is solar mamas, again Google it. So through these things we are doing so many things. We are helping or we are making the world better place. Okay, to live. Next is India again announced a $10 billion credit lines to African nations. Next is we are giving grants of scholarships, grants of assistance. So through this we are helping these countries or the youth of these countries. Next is uh, so through these all these things what India is doing is but like we want to make the place world better. Next is connectivity promotes sub-regional and regional integration, again for the understanding of cultural to improve cultural ties. We need to cultural as well as to improve people to people ties. We need to have like connectivity. The connectivity can be achieved by like seaways as well as roadways as well as airways. Okay, so for that purposes we are establishing this connectivity. We are developing roads around like across border, as well as we are opening so many ports with other countries. We are connecting like we are giving them air support. Like if we are you know, we are creating like small airports for the countries, you know, just because there will be connectivity and people will come together. The world will be peaceful. Next is uh, so we have signed an agreement with Bangladesh for the use of Chittagong and Mangla port. Okay, next is Kolkata, Dhaka, Agartala bus services we have inaugurated. Next is motor vehicle agreement between India, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Nepal. So we are starting this. Next is not only a physical connectivity, but we are also encouraging the digital connectivity. Okay. Next is Chabar port in Iran that we are developing. Okay. Next is north-south corridor. Okay, so this is also is we India is working on. Then IMT highway, India Myanmar Thailand highway. Next is like again Tapi pipeline is there. Okay, so Tapi pipeline we are also satisfying our energy needs and as well as energy needs of other countries. Uh, we are now like important global player. Through these actions, India uh, consolidated its place in the world. Now we are called as an important global player. No global policy uh, can work if there is no consent from India. Next is capable of making very positive contribution. Again, we are doing this like the International Solar Alliance that we have started. We are having like neighborhood first policy. We are joining so many multilateral forums. So through these things, India is making very positive contribution to international affairs and shaping the evolving debates. Okay, so these debates are evolving, and we are shaping this debate. So this way, we have completed this chapter. So thanks guys for watching this video, and we will meet in a next video. Peace.